Good evening and welcome to Talking Hoops with your girl, Coach Johnson, joined by the lovely Coach Mac and the Ron Briscoe. And I know we've been away for a couple weeks and excited to be back. And we've come back at the right time. Ron, you know what time it is. Coach Mac, you know what time it is. It is playoff time for the WNBA. And the last games that were just played locked in playoff positions going
Mhm.
into the playoffs to close out the season. Where do we start with all of the accomplishments of the ladies this season? But first, I want to start with a question for you both. Can we all agree who the unanimous MVP is for the season?
Well, that's how I felt last year, but we saw how that turned out.
Ain't no doubt this year, unless there's some mental problems going on up in
Hey, I'm
the
trying to tell you.
newspaper guys or the WNBA people, whoever is on the selection board, y'all need to get them off it. They don't say that Asia Wilson is the MVP from the Las Vegas Aces. Your team, Coach Mack.
Yes, and still my team. I still feel like we in the
Ah, here she go. Here she go.
still
Popping her
feel like
mouth.
we in the run for the money. So I'm not giving up
Okay.
on them.
But
Okay, we
before that, I want to say this. I had a little shaky feeling on those aces. I ain't know what was going on. I was like, what's going on with the aces?
We was coasting, it happens
Oh, here
mid
she go.
season. You kind of take that little break mid season, then you rock it off towards the end. So we were coasting for a minute, but we getting there.
You just too cool, Coach Mac. You just too cool.
it was definitely looking a little shaky for the Aces, definitely to start the season off. And then after the Olympic break, they came back and lost
Mm.
some games that we wouldn't have predicted for them to lose. So good to see that they're steamrolling going into the playoffs. But if Asia Wilson does not get MVP this season,
Gonna be some
I'm
noise. Gonna be some
it,
snipers somewhere.
it's definitely going to be a problem. For those of you that don't know, Asia Wilson finishes the season as breaking the single season record for both points and rebounds in a season. So, finishing off a regular season probably at her best right now that we've seen her all season. How do you all predict with Aces coming in at fourth on the playoff lineup? How do you all predict what their playoff journey will look like coming in at fourth? As last year they were second with the Liberty being in first again. So with them now being in fourth, how do you think that changes their playoff run or what that might look like?
Coach Mac, since this is your team, go ahead, girl. Go ahead. I want to hear. I want to hear what kind of
Well,
bees you can see.
obviously, I'm biased, of course. We're climbing up that ladder. It's still kind of early for the most part, but I still think that I think it's going to be tough for sure. Um, I think it's probably going to be between either the Liberty again,
Mhm.
Connecticut again, and probably the Aces. That's
Mhm.
my prediction as far as the final three. But I still think that the Aces has the ability to take it all. If
Okay.
everybody's healthy, let me say that. If everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is a big if.
Yeah.
Ron?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. There was some nervousness going on with me with the Aces because I just didn't believe they was losing all those games in a row, even though they were all close games played.
Mm.
And last night, I viewed all four WNBA games last night, and I saw the Aces. I saw Asia rocking and rolling, getting it done, you know. But I was really surprised that the Dream and Ryan Howard showed up last night the way she did. She's been playing some inspiring ball as of late. And for them to now be in the runnings, and looks like they knocked out the Chicago Sky, but of course,
Hmm.
Ainsley is not there. But yeah, I saw a great game last night with the Connecticut Suns. Woo! They were going back and forth, back and forth. It was like a minute left. Okay, you go up by two, you go up by three. You go up by 3, you go up by 1. With like 5 or 8 seconds left in the game, uh, is it Courtney Williams threw a pass out to the girl? She hit a 3-pointer. Church.
It
Mm,
was a dagger.
it was a dagger. You got that right. What a heck of a game. And then I turn around and see some fist fighting going on. It really
Ooh,
was some
That
fist
you
fighting. There was some
know,
slapping. There was some slapping and some staring down. But I'll tell you what, they fighting for the playoffs this time.
literally.
literally.
It was a little scuffle. They had a little scuffle. We wouldn't call that a full blown fight, Coach Mac.
No,
We've
no,
seen
Mm,
no, it
we've
wasn't.
seen much worse. I've seen two college
mm,
teams start brawling in the Mountain West Conference before. So that was mild. They both got ejected, it looked like, and
mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
probably
did.
both will be hit with the fine. But it gets chippy out there, and it's playoff time. This is what you all the time and effort, practice, and those 6 a.m. workouts. This is when it all counts, and they're putting it all out on the line. It's going to be a great playoff series. I cannot wait. And the Fever finding a way to slide into 6 on
Mm-hmm.
the playoff lineup. I definitely want to highlight the fact that there were comments and scuttlebutt going around that they should fire the coach in the start of the season. Oh, she's not this, and she doesn't know how to coach Caitlin Clark, and she doesn't know what she's doing. And in the first time in 8 years, the Fever will be in the playoffs.
Yes, and you know what? It's a good thing they had a break, so
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin could get some rest after the Olympics went on, and it saved Lisa's job. And I'm telling you, the Fever got out there and they won 7 in a row, and then they hit a little stumping loss. But they've been playing some excellent ball as of late. Mitchell uh, and Clark have been doing a great job out there getting it done. Cardoza has been getting it done. Boston, she's been getting it done. All of them have been getting it done as of late. I've been seeing some outstanding ball, man, being played uh, with the Sky and the Fever, man. I mean, they've been balling.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think Indiana is probably going to be a shocker for a lot of people. I feel like they're gonna surprise a lot of teams when it comes to the playoffs. I think somehow they're gonna sneak up into possibly that top three if they continue on playing the way that they are playing. So that's the team that I would definitely keep my eye out on if I were the Aces or the Liberty in Connecticut.
Okay, Coach Matt coming with a little Cinderella story possibly for the Fever. Now, I do have a question, and this is all just speculation and prediction. But if the Fever get knocked in the first round, do you all anticipate potentially seeing a new coach coming in for the Fever, or will they allow her another season to coach the Fever, giving the success they had in the regular season?
That's tough. Can you really, you know, grant that success to the coach? Or can you
Mm.
say that the team is finally gelling, finally learning each other, and the chemistry is finally hitting, and then some? Because if the chemistry was really there in the beginning, I think it would probably be a different turnaround. So I don't. That's a tough one. I don't think she will be there. I think they probably end up finding someone else.
Okay.
Y'all some good conspiracy theorists, man. Y'all got it down. Let me tell you what I think. They're not going to fire the coach because this is the best record, and it's been I don't know how many years that the
However,
Fever's been in the playoffs, and for that they may give her a new contract because every game in Indianapolis has been sold out.
Mm.
Caitlin Clark has just ruled the world in Indianapolis and in the WNBA by the show she's put on, and she helped save that coach's job.
Mm.
So they're not
Jeez.
going to fire her because they happy to be in the playoffs. They ain't been in the playoffs in years. They're talking about playoffs. Yeah, they in the playoffs. That coach ain't going nowhere. And the best record they had in quite a while, and they was in last place last year. And now look where they at. Come on, you got to give the
But
coach some credit.
but again, that's due to player,
Mm.
not the coach.
But still,
Can
she
you
got to
can
coach
you
the player.
say can
She
you
got to
say
coach
the
the player.
same turnout would be the same if Caitlin was not there?
Well,
So if
we
you
ain't talking about Caitlin ain't not being there. I mean, that's a different
well
stuff. We talking
no,
about
so
Caitlin there.
that's the equation that you got to think about. If you were to take Caitlin out of the equation, would the team still be successful the way that they are
I do
now
not
or
know.
productive?
Well, I can tell you this: last year it wasn't successful, so that should answer your
There you
question.
go. So you can't
Okay, but
really say
this
that
year is
was
a
due to the
different year.
coach.
This year is a different year, and they have Caitlin, so I can't go on what last year. I'm moving forward.
Well, I think it would probably be up to Caitlin, if anything,
You
and
think so?
Aaliyah. I
You think
think
she
it
can make
will.
that call?
Again, if you take Caitlin out of the equation, where would the Fever be?
You're looking
No,
at
no,
a
I
totally
understand
different
that. I
team.
understand it, but I'm thinking like,
Exactly.
you think she gonna make a LeBron call like that?
she's
That's what
got
I'm trying
Hey,
to say.
she's establishing that power, isn't she? I mean, she finished as the single season leader in assist and has leading the rookies all rookie records for points, assists, and three pointers made. I mean, she's probably
but
going to get rookie of the year, which we
Oh yeah,
know
she gonna
that
take
that was
yeah,
a close race at initially with Angel, but with Angel getting injured and Caitlin just soaring after the Olympic break, I'd be surprised if it's not a unanimous decision for the rookie MVP as well.
she's rookie. She's rookie of the year. That's hands down. It's over. It's been over with for
yeah.
a while.
But what I will say though, Coach Mac, that I do about the coaching situation is that we've seen a coach fired for less, right? You know, and I take us back to the NBA season when, while having a winning record, they removed the coach from the Milwaukee Bucks and backdoored him with Doc Rivers. And as an organization, backdoored him because, you know, Doc Rivers was the mentor. I did just read, and Ron, you may have sent this information through, that they are sending Caitlin's old college coach's son down to the
Mm,
Indiana
No,
Fever.
no, it's the head coach, the man's head coach, Fran McCaffrey. He's the
Okay.
current man's head coach at Iowa. He's been there for a while. I know him very well. As a matter of fact, a guy I used to work with at Nike is an assistant
Hmm.
coach on that staff. But no, that's his son. I know Connor. Yeah, that's Connor.
Okay. So
Connor. Yeah,
they're
yeah.
sending some pieces down there. She may have a chance to maintain her job just for an additional season simply because, you know, the success that she was able to have by way
Well,
of
that's
the
her
team.
boyfriend. That's her boyfriend. You didn't know that? They go out
Yeah.
together.
Okay, I'm putting two and two together.
Yeah. She played at Iowa. He played there. They were, boyfriend and girlfriends at Iowa. He was an assistant coach on the Indiana Fever team, and then he got the assistant coach job at Butler, which is right there in Indianapolis. So evidently, he wasn't making enough money with the Fever, and of course, the way they paying assistant coaches now in the NCAA, he probably got a good raise.
Wow.
mm.
Wow, that's good to know. That is good to know. But again, circling back on Caitlin Clark, like we said, clearly unanimous rookie of the year that she'll get that award. But I am interested to see how she is going to fare in the playoffs. Playoffs being a lot different than regular season. And as Brittany Griner and Rakia Jackson showing us, that they're ready to battle it out mentally and physically and whatever that looks like. They're willing to do what it takes to win. So it will be interesting. It is unfortunate to see Angel Reese unable to finish the season after having such a successful rookie year. We only can expect that she comes back in better shape, condition, and ready to go at the start of next season. But again, a congratulations to both of the rookies for coming and shaking up the league and
Hmm.
bringing viewership to an all-time high. So
Yep,
we are
Magic Johnson, Larry Bird style.
We are so happy to see that. But on the flip side of that, WNBA expanding as Portland being given their second chance at a WNBA team.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys' thoughts on the expansion team coming to Portland? And do you think this provides a way for more girls to be able to extend their career and play in the WNBA? Or are we looking at some of the same faces being shuffled around and now some of these players that have been cut might have a home to go to?
Of course, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if you remember this, Coach Mack and Coach Johnson, but Portland had a WNBA team back in the day. I don't know if you remember that, but I do.
Hmm.
But anyway, they reestablished the team. As you can see, the WNBA is making so much noise that they got a lot of NBA guys going to the games. They got it. They got a lot of people talking about it. They got a lot of support. It's growing like crazy. And another thing that's going on is Devin Booker, your homeboy from Mississippi, Coach Mac, just started sponsoring the junior WNBA girls team there, and he sent them all Nike gear. Uh, so that just lets you know the backing that the WNBA has and what they're doing. And by getting this team, yes, it's going to help a lot of young ladies that getting cut and didn't make it an opportunity to go back and be on the team. But that's not the only expansion team. So they're starting to really grow. They see the revenue coming in, sellouts everywhere. Caitlin Clark jerseys, Angel Reese jerseys, and you name it, jerseys are selling out. Asia Wilson's jerseys selling out too. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, and I've been looking at a lot of commercials with these top star players coming on every time I turn on to watch a WNBA game. What about you guys?
100%. I mean, the noise surrounding the WNBA is huge right now, and the viewership this year exceeded any other year across all ESPN platforms. So that
Right.
just goes to show you it is. I hate to say it's on the rise because the WNBA has been around for a while. So it's really almost painful to say it's on the rise, when this is not a league that's been around for 5 years or less, right? So I think it's cool again. Women's basketball is cool again, and I love to see it. But speaking of playoffs, I did want to touch on, because we couldn't breeze past this before playoffs start. First playoff games will be starting on September 22nd. For
Mm-hmm.
those of you that aren't tracking or don't know, but that will be the time to start locking in if you have not had a chance to watch. This will be some of the best basketball that we'll see this season. But one thing that I know we have not forgotten is the Liberty. The Liberty
Mm-hmm.
finished last season in the first spot, in first seed. And this
Mm-hmm.
year, they're finishing first seed with the best record. Now, I know everybody was taken aback with their play during the playoffs. They were able to pull it off and make it to the championship game where they did come up short to the Liberty. But with having almost an identical team to last year, what are you guys' thoughts and predictions surrounding how the Liberty will do this year, where teams are a little bit stronger than and playing a little bit better than what they were last year?
I think this year they're a lot better mentally, emotionally. They're not as shifty as they were last year when we were watching them. 1 minute they're starting out like fireworks, and the next minute it's like they're just, who are they? So
Mm-hmm.
they're a totally different team mentally. I think they're definitely going to be the team to beat for sure, because it's going to be really tough to try to beat the Liberty this year, especially watching how they're performing, and it's going to be good.
It's going to be excellent, Coach. You're right. They've been up and down. It depends on how Brianna Taylor is going to be feeling. because last night she didn't start scoring to the third quarter, and I was really surprised. Her first 2 points came in the third quarter, but after that she scored 15 points, and she had a double double with the rebound, and of course Sabrina, that girl, woo, she's a beast, man. When it comes to shooting the ball, she can score. If those two ladies are on target and feeling good, watch out the Liberty. And the Liberty had like a 37 or 38-7 record this year.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
have the
They,
best record.
they only lost
Mm-hmm.
7 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, that's scary. That's
Mm-hmm.
really scary because I think they are the only teams that have won 30 games this season. So, of course, they didn't win it last year. Vegas, I don't know, they stumbling. Connecticut Suns, I don't know. You better look out for them chicks. They have been on fire. And of course, the Lynx. I
Mm.
don't know why I keep
Mm-hmm.
saying the Mystic, but the Lynx last night put on a show, almost won it. But I tell you what, you got to look out for that Bonner girl. She is a sniper. She gets it going, man. It's all over with.
I
So,
hope they guard her better this year.
I know OG was getting buckets last year in the
what?
Woo!
playoffs.
She got buckets last night. And she was telling them, y'all can't guard me. Y'all can't guard. I was like, girl, you've been in the league how long? 15
Right.
years, I think, huh?
Dewana Bonner
Wow.
should be 37 if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, she talking about y'all can't guard me. I said, I see
And
you,
they
girl. I
can't,
see
Ron.
you.
They can't.
She was buckets. As a matter of fact, the game would have been won. She shot a shot from the free throw line that had them up with maybe 5 or 4 seconds left. And they went down. Connecticut went down and hit that shot. I was like, oh my goodness. Bonner was talking stuff last night. But I mean, I've been enjoying it. Look, the talent has been so much better in the last 2 years for me to jump on the wagon with this WNBA and college basketball. What made me jump on the wagon is I saw Ryan Hart play during a Kentucky game, and I was talking to my brother. And I said, "Who's that number 10 girl out there on Kentucky?" He said, "That's Ryan Howard." He said, "You never heard of her?" I said, "I ain't never heard of her." I watched her play. I've been watching girls basketball faithfully since that day I saw Ryan Howard play. And I was like, man, what's she been? I ain't never heard of her. He said, man, she was a number one high school player in the nation. She was all of this. She's gonna be the number one pick. I was like, I gotta watch her. I saw her play maybe 5 minutes. I was saying, she's a pro.
Yeah, that was all you needed.
That's all I needed. You're a pro. And she's been showing it and she's been playing well. But anyway, the Liberty, watch out for them. And watch out for the Connecticut Sun. That's your team, Coach Mike. Coach Mike, you got too many good teams, girl.
My main team, that's the Aces. That's my
Okay.
main team.
Oh, I thought the Suns, you're a Connecticut fan.
UConn, that's my college team. So,
Well, that's
Right.
it. UConn is Connecticut.
no. I've been at
Oh,
UConn since
okay.
Gino has been there. And speaking of Gino, he and Daly are celebrating 40 years at
Yes.
UConn
That's
today.
right. And he's pushing the support money too with the WNBA. So don't leave him out. He got a little push going on.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And no, I mean, it for the Liberty, I would love to see them be able to maintain that consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they had a huge drop last year during middle of playoffs. I mean, Brianna Stewart, Inesco, the performance. I remember one game in particular, they just didn't look like they've played together in for the past season. It was just kind of hard to watch, but I will say I am definitely looking forward to them having some consistency throughout the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. But I want to just do a little early, a little fun prediction. Coach Mac, I think I already know your answer, but Ron, if you wanted to give me your answer on who do we predict? We can start with who do we think will finish top 3 since it's still so early, and as we progress in the show and playoffs continue, we can reduce down to who's going to take it all the way.
Well, last time we was on the podcast, I think we had a little session like this, and I mentioned that the Las Vegas Aces was a little bit shaky because they was losing a lot of games. Okay, and I think I decided like the Aces was going to be the fourth team, and it just worked out that the Aces is a 14. Okay, and I looked for New York, I looked for Connecticut, I looked for the Lynx, I looked for Vegas. That's going to be, in my opinion, the Final Four. Unless, I mean, look, any man can be upset. Okay, I mean, the Storm, you never know what they're going to do. The LA Sparks, you never know what they're going to do. The Mercury, I don't think they're going to do too much. But hey, you never know. And the Atlanta Dream is surging. Okay, they're surging. So it's really, really hard for me to pick. But how can I lose without? I like Aisha Wilson so much.
Okay, Ron. Let me see. It sounded
I
like you
mean,
started whispering when you said that. Let me
you know, I got to give a little suspense like you do. Come on, Coach.
let me
I'm learning
let me
from you, Coach Johnson. I learned all these tricks from you. Okay, let me have a little controversy in my game. Okay. But anyway, I like the I like Coach Mack's team.
That's
Okay.
okay. You know,
That's okay.
we're likable people.
But you know what? Dallas been playing well too. They've been knocking off some people,
Oh,
man.
Dallas.
But you know what? They got
Dallas.
the heart broke though. But they knocked off a couple. They knocked off Vegas.
They
You
knocked
know,
off some good teams.
they knocked off other Fever. Yeah, I mean they've been running and gunning down there in Cowboys Town. But the New Orleans Saints got some dirty work done with them Dallas Cowboys. I just
So the
want to talk
town saw.
about I just want to throw that in there. Since we talk about
So
Dallas.
so the town saw.
Ron said he had to throw that in there, Coach
I had
Matt.
to throw that in there. Slide, you know how to
Yeah,
do it. Coach, I
all
learned a
those
lot from you, Coach
Cowboys.
Johnson. I learned how to do that.
Oh, is that where you got it from, Ron?
I got it from that LeBron this and all the Lakers stuff. I said, okay, I got you. I know how to do that.
Ron,
I
you
also
know
know
what
how
I
to do
say. Mama, there goes that man.
That's right.
And I, speaking of which, one thing that I would love to discuss is my disappointment in the Lakers off-season decision making.
Do we need to talk about the Lakers right now? Because that's depressing right now, what you're getting ready to say.
Ron, we got to get them out the way because we
Okay.
probably won't be talking about the Lakers until next season. Because I could tell you right now, this upcoming season, we in some trouble.
Ooh,
Go
is that
ahead. Go ahead. Get on
rough?
your stool. Get on your stump. Let's go.
We we've missed out on every opportunity to lock in a big time player. We had the opportunity for Clay. Clay went to Dallas. Clay didn't want to keep paying California taxes. That is fair. California taxes are nothing nice. Trey Young. Now, I wouldn't say that I am a huge Trey Young fan, but if he can contribute something to the team, I'm all for Trey Young coming. No Trey Young. DeMar DeRozan. Name was floating around for a bit. Hometown kid, no DeMar. We locked nothing in. But we did lock in Koloko.
Yep.
If that sounds familiar, he's a
Yeah.
7'1" center. Right now, the center is not where we had issues. That is not the position where we needed some help. So as of right now, I've already bookmarked the season for the Lakers. I've put 2024 and 2025 on a shelf.
Oh, she done
Oh
gave up
man.
on me. Like, you can't do that, Coach. Come on, Coach. You can't give
I've
up on me. They ain't even started.
I've put it on a
I'm
shelf,
gonna tell LeBron. Wait till I
and
see.
shout out to our amazing producer behind the glass, Angel Martinez, letting me know that it is LeBron's fault. Well,
Oh,
that's up for debate.
look. I agree with Angel about that, but look, Coach Mack, you won't go down that street.
Go ahead, Ron. Let me hear. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, you know nobody wants to play with LeBron.
Why
You know
not,
that,
Ron? Why?
Coach. You don't know. What you
Why?
mean? Didn't Darius tell you why? he trades people. He is the general manager. He is the coach. How you think
The
JJ Redick got
captain,
there? How you think JJ Redick got there? The captain, uh,
the father, he all of
everything.
it.
He's the one. He brings in everything. He does it all. He's the president of operations. So I'm surprised. I think you're paying dumb on me, Coach Johnson. But anyway, you know the deal. Come
Oh,
on,
Ron,
you
it's just
know the deal, right?
it's going to be a sad season. Let me say that it's going to be a sad season, but they're already putting out MVP predictions, and Coach McBoy leading the charge.
Yeah,
Ant Man,
let's go,
Ant Man.
Luca.
Oh, Luca.
Luca.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make
Luca is who they're looking to be the lead MVP.
They
and
got
Luca. They talked about Luca going to LA, but no.
Nah,
it'll be a
Luca.
while. I don't see Luca leaving Dallas though.
Oh no.
Not where you can
Mm-mm.
be the man. You are the face of the team. They're expanding and building the team around him. I don't see him leaving. I see him signing a mega max deal with Dallas.
I can't
Yes.
wait till Coach Max sends me that text. Luca just had 3 Brinks trucks pull up at his house.
Hey, he already got a Cybertruck riding down 120. No, excuse me. That was the Dallas North Tollway.
What?
Yep.
Wow. You
My
saw him in a
goodness.
The D
Cybertruck.
the DNT got a Cybertruck.
Wow.
Man, you see Luca. He ain't playing, is he?
Nope.
He's not leaving anytime soon. But what
Mm-mm.
was surprising is that they had Jokic behind Luca. I was surprised, but it looks like they're expecting Luca to have a better season based on last season than Jokic. Coming in third, you have Giannis. Coming in
Mm-hmm.
fourth, you had SGA. I said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
SGA creeping his
Mm-hmm.
way up there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you can make an argument that SGA was a heavy contender for MVP last season as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then followed after SGA, you have Embiid. And Embiid,
Mm.
Where's the Ant-Man at?
That's what I'm saying. How you put Embiid before the Ant-Man?
Ant-Man is right
Yeah,
after
listen.
Embiid.
There you go, Coach Johnson. You know that's your guy. Talk up. I mean, Coach Mac, talk up.
How you put Embiid before the Ant-Man?
The questions that need answers.
Oh,
They had
come on.
Wimbenyana after Ant-Man
How you
and
put the Embiid before him?
Yeah, how you do that?
Jalen Brunson.
That's funny. MB before him and MB walking out there with half a leg.
That's
Half a
all I'm
leg.
saying. And that's barely working.
So you have Brunson behind
Ooh, yeah.
Wimbenyana, and he had a great season. You had Jason Tatum following Brunson. And last
Jason
but not
Tatum.
least, yes, and not
What about
last,
Jamal? What about Brown?
nah, Brown ain't make the cut.
Oh, come on. They messing
So
up.
so what are you
Facts.
So Ron, I'm
Yeah.
curious to know, are you hinting at Jalen Brown deserves to be on there before Jason Tatum?
Yes.
Mm. Ron, you choosing controversy today.
I learned from you, girl. So let's roll with it now. I got it. I got it in the bag of tricks now. I'm pulling it out. You done
You got
taught me
it down now. Okay.
the California
Okay.
stuff. I'm learning the California stuff.
That is hilarious. You're an expert. Coach Mack, you want to
No, I'm
weigh
not an
in?
expert. I'm working on it though.
That's kind of tough, though. Jason and Jalen. I mean, ooh, that's a tough one there,
You
Who's
saying Jason
Batman
and
and who's
Jalen go
Robin?
MVP?
right?
No, I'm talking about you take Jalen out of. Tatum out of the lineup.
So are you saying Jason Tatum is Robin?
Thank you.
Ooh.
Yep.
Mmm.
Yep.
I mean, I can see your argument.
Ooh.
Take him out. Take him
Mm.
out. He don't need to be in there. He ain't ready for this.
Ooh, Ron.
Fighting words.
Hold on. The last thing I remember from the Olympics is that I don't know if he scored 50 points during the whole Olympics. And I'm being
Mm-hmm.
generous as I saying 50 points. I don't even know if he got 20 rebounds for the whole Olympics.
Mm.
Okay? I don't know if he hit 10 3-pointers during the whole Olympics. I mean, y'all got y'all Google right there. Y'all Google some stuff now.
Yeah, but Jalen didn't even make the team.
Politics.
Okay,
We got.
politics.
We know that. We know that. But anyway, he should have made the team, and we know that. But he was the MVP in the NBA championship.
So are you saying that the true franchise player is not actually Tatum, but it's actually Brown?
In my opinion, it is.
Okay, Ron, talk that talk. Coach Mack,
Bold
I'm
statement
not
there.
talking talk. I'm
bold,
talking facts.
bold. Bold. Ron, I mean, you saying this about the Celtics franchise guy.
I mean, just because he got 315 million, that ain't nothing. I mean, the other one got 300 million. So shoot, both of them got 300 million. He just got 315 more to make it look good to keep the light. We're gonna keep it down. He got his 300 first, all right, but we're gonna give you 350 after that, okay? That's all
Uh-oh.
they did. That's all they did.
Uh-oh, Ron. Brandon chimed in and said, Ron going in. Preach, Ron.
Thank you, bro. You see, I have some support on this podcast, on this network. And thank you.
Yes, you know you are loved on this network.
No,
Talking
I'm
hoops
not
with E.
loved. I'm not. Hold on, hold on,
Oh,
hold
you
on, hold on.
loved, Ron.
No, I'm not loved. I just get every once in a while I get some people to agree with me. So you guys are the ones that's loved. Me, I'm just stating some facts.
Coach Matt, can you please weigh in on some of these bold statements? I almost want to say accusations, but I won't go that far.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's that California coming out of it.
So they've both been on the team for close to the same amount of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the one that appeared to be the most productive has been Tatum, from my understanding, considering he's been the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, did Brown have a good year? Yes, but who's been the most consistent throughout the years is what I'm looking at.
I'm
Mm.
looking at both of them being kind of right there. Tatum in the last 2 years. Let's look at it. Y'all got y'all Google. Like I said, Google. Brown has been in the last 2 or 3 years has been the guy for the Celtics. Okay. Tatum has played well. He played well the last 2 games of the NBA Finals. Y'all can Google it. Y'all can look it up. Y'all can see all the points and everything. Compare him to Brown. Stats, like you say, Coach Johnson, numbers don't lie.
Mm.
Okay? Look it up, guys. I don't have a problem being wrong.
Okay, Ron. No, you right, Coach Mack. Does that change your answer?
No, still doesn't change.
Okay. Okay, well, that leads me into the next question. I came across their big three rankings. Okay. And this is in order of the big three rankings. And I can tell you, I was in shock at some of these rankings of big threes. But preseason big three ranking, number one is the Celtics with J and Porzingis.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number two was Dallas with Luca, Clay, and Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number three was Philadelphia with Paul George, Embiid, and
Ooh.
Maxey.
Hold on. What you say?
Number four was the Bucks with Giannis, Dame, and Chris Middleton. And number five was the Timberwolves with Ant-Man, Gobert, and Big Cat.
Oh man, how can they leave out the Oklahoma Thunders? Come on now, they been playing what they playing with over there.
Now,
They can't leave out the Thunder.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
I said to put Paul George, Embiid, and Maxey at spot number three before the Bucks and the Timberwolves. I don't know
Yeah,
about that
that's
one.
why I stopped you,
That's just
coach.
got to be based on name. That couldn't be based off of performance.
It can't, Coach Mac. There's no way, especially the way that, although the Timberwolves came up short, the way that they finished the season playing basketball together, especially those three playing together in unison. I mean, they finished
Mm-hmm.
off on a pretty strong note despite coming up short. So to put them behind, Paul George, Pandemic P, as he has still been unable to
That's a
shake that
great name for
nickname,
him. That's a great name for him.
you know, I remember when he got the nickname Pandemic P, and I've refused to let it go. I mean, one, it's either he can't stay healthy or he's building a brick house. And unfortunately, you hate to see a player like Paul George where he's now turned almost into a player that needs a high volume of shots to get the same 20 points.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, he's one of them California guys that's just doesn't have it anymore. He's turned into a Westbrook.
Ooh, more like West Brick.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's a good one, Coach.
Coach
Use that. I don't have to use that.
Coach Matt.
Can't let that go with Russ.
That's great.
Russ make my nerves go bad.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Coach Mac.
I can't. Mm-mm.
So you're not looking forward to seeing him this season with the Nuggets.
I mean, I'll watch him.
I like that you said that.
That's
Man, oh,
about
what?
it. But to say that's my guy, ooh,
How do you predict him fitting in with the Nuggets? I want to hear both of you guys' thoughts on this.
probably gonna be a role player still.
Okay, you imagine coming off the bench with that second group.
Possibly, yes.
I gotta
That's
see him
fair.
play a couple of games to make my decision because right now
See,
I'm undecided. I don't know what he's going to do, how he's going to do
see,
it, where he's going to come from.
see. You
Okay,
just
Ron.
never know.
That's fair. That's fair. Would you say hope is gone for developing an outside shot? Like we can, that train has came and went.
It's past him. You're right. It's down the track.
And coming downhill is just not the same anymore. You know, he's a little bit older, still not he in NBA years, he's older, right?
Mhm.
In regular years, still very young, but you know how they're always constantly looking for them fresh new legs and fresh new talent. So it is tough if you are unable to adapt and expand your game to maintain the same level of effectiveness in order to keep playing. It becomes a very tough game for players that can't do that.
That's
And seeing players like Steph Curry, like LeBron James play into their mid and late 30s, that is not common. That's not the standard or the norm. So seeing Russ, I believe Russ is maybe coming up on 34, 33, 34, if I'm not mistaken. So he's hitting that point of that mid 30 age where, if it's hard to keep going and maintaining that same level of effectiveness. And the fact that he never developed an outside shot that could be consistent and be knocked down consistently at a 40% clip for being a point guard
mm-hmm.
has unfortunately been the downfall to his career.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It has been the downfall. This is somebody who has received back-to-back MVP
Mm-hmm.
awards.
Mm.
Led the NBA in points and double doubles at one point. And
Mm-hmm.
so to see such a huge downfall, I feel like that happened in such a short amount of time. It hurts to see because Russ was my boy. He
Mm-hmm.
really was. I really enjoyed watching Russ at Oklahoma. He was a truck. He was a truck, but
You right.
that only can last so long.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have that spring in his step anymore. And he's an LA guy too. He's your homeboy.
Here you go, Ron.
No, I've seen
What
how
about
much
those
love he
West Coast
gives.
boys? What
Yeah,
about the West
He
Coast
should be giving
boys,
those
Ron?
West Coast guys so much love.
Ron, I got to.
I
I
told you
got to.
I'm learning from you. I'm learning.
I got to. And another thing that we have to give a congratulations to, because this was somebody else that was my boy, but this one, Ron, I know you're not gonna have the same huff and puff reaction to. But they're giving Dwayne Wade a statue with the Miami Heat.
It's about time.
About time.
He deserves it. I give
He
that to D
deserves it.
Wade.
Dwayne Wade, he really does. He's one of the good guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever met him, but he's a good guy.
No, Ron, all of us aren't lucky like you to be former Nike executive, you know.
Well, I met him. I met him in high school uh, when he was in Chicago. When he played on a good friend of mine who had the Illinois Warriors AAU team. Him, Quentin Richardson, Darius Miles, John Shaw, who is the head coach at Duke. All of those guys played together on this one team. Can you imagine this
Man, some
team?
good talent.
What?
Right.
They had Julian Wright. You know Julian Wright, who went to Kansas.
Hmm.
He played with him. The Cummins kid, Pat Cummins' son, he
Man,
played with him. I don't know if you ever remember him. He used to be a heck of a player back in the day. Cummins, his son played with him. They had one of the best AAU teams I ever seen, the Illinois Warriors, and Dwayne Wade did not start.
Mm,
wow.
wow. I
That's
mean,
They
that's
had
call
that's
some
a tough
talent
lineup
there.
though. Yeah, that's a lot of
that's five
talent.
NBA guys right there. All of them went to the
Hmm.
NBA except for John Shaw.
Wow.
Yeah, NBA, all of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now I'm excited to see Dwayne Wade's statue. You
Me
know,
too.
everybody they were
Look,
so upset with Allen Iverson's statue and they
I'm
were
about to say,
so upset with Kobe
please don't.
Bryant's statue. I hope that this is a statue that they get right.
Just please
Well,
don't
your
let it
girl
look
got
like
a
AI
statue,
statue.
Coach Mack. Your girl got a statue.
Asia, yes, she
Yeah,
does. But I just hope they don't do D Wade statue like they did AI.
a
I
little bitty
mean,
guy, a little bitty boy statue.
like a little trophy, a participation
you
trophy.
say, they
That's what
say
that statue looked like, a
it
participation
looks like
trophy.
a Danny Boy statue.
That is too funny. That is too funny. No, I'm curious to see what kind of pose they'll go with. I mean, Dwayne Wade had they had so many signatures that the options I'm sure will be plenty, but looking forward to that. Congratulations to Dwayne Wade. And for those of you who still have hoop dreams, be prepared to lace up your shoes as Coach Max takes us down the journey of the G League in open tryouts.
Go
Yes.
ahead, Coach Mack.
So G League is having open tryouts. I know the Legends just had theirs last week, I believe, which they had a pretty decent turnout. May look like it was probably close to 100 guys from what I saw. But just to know that that is an opportunity that's available to anybody is amazing, for one. But the question that I ask is, what would that look like for G League, and how is that going to affect the NBA? Again, considering that G League is about 50% of the NBA. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Ron.
I think it's going to be a really good thing. The more people you have, the more opportunities they have, the more talent you can get in. And you never know when you have a diamond in the rough,
Mm-hmm.
a hidden star somewhere, because it happens. It
Mm.
happens all the time. And I think this is a great thing for the NBA and for the G League to open their doors to everybody, because there are some guys who go to Division 3, Division 2 school that don't even get noticed, but
Mm-hmm.
they have the ability to be an NBA player. So this is great. And with the NIL the way it's going, with those guys making money, I tell you what, it works hand in hand with the G League. That was a good one, Coach Mack. You got any more good stuff?
Well, let's talk about the team. Can't think of the name of it right off. However, they did get rid of what's the team name that they had with just all 19-year-olds, younger guys.
Ignite.
The
Yeah,
Nike
Ignite.
Night.
Thank you. So yeah, they replaced them with another team in which a lot of people are trying to figure out, like, why would you get rid of Ignite, considering that you had some of their top players that are being very productive. For example, like
Mhm.
Scoot. Scoot is done very well. And then you had some other players that was play a part of Team Ignite. So that's one of the controversy situations that has been talked about, trying to understand what was the purpose of getting rid of that when you've had so many players come from there that are doing exceptionally well in the NBA.
Now, that's a good question, Coach Mack, because I've wondered the same thing. I don't think it was very clear as to why they were getting rid of Ignite.
Still
Um,
not.
yeah, I don't think there was any clear cut
Do you think
answer.
it was politics?
And that was the next thing I was going to go to, is that maybe there was some politics going on behind closed doors and things didn't work out in the favor of Ignite to keep their team.
Well, you know who was running the Ignite team.
Who, Ron?
Meaning,
There you go.
Who'd you say, Coach Mack?
oh, I didn't say anyone. I was saying meaning.
Oh, I thought you said Mimi.
Oh no, no, no. Mm-mm. The guy, I can't think of his name either. The coach that was over the team, he was doing really well as far as training him. But even then, I don't know. I know they moved a lot of players around, that's for sure. But for the most part, as far as them still bringing in top tier talent, that doesn't make sense to me at all. So it could be politics. I don't know. Again, the reason why they got rid of him was never actually stated, or it was never
Mm-mm.
clear. It was just like a sudden decision. So that was the biggest concern, is why, and why so suddenly, and to replace
I
them
heard
with
it
a
was
different team.
politics. I heard it was politics, but I mean, I don't know. I just heard it. That's scuttlebutt.
Well, it definitely raises some red flags of being politics, especially like you said, Coach Mack. It happened so abruptly.
Mhm.
Um, it wasn't like this gradual buildup that they were eliminating the team. So, and having successful players to have played on the team that went on to have nice NBA performances and having opportunity doesn't really make sense. But circling back, I think that it's great for the league, for the G League specifically, to offer open tryouts. Like Ron said, so many players fall through the cracks, and
Hmm.
you also have this piece of politics that exists in basketball when you go to a name brand school. And sometimes if you don't have that name brand stamp next to your name, even if you are a player that can compete, you are easily subject to falling through the cracks and not getting the same recognition, the same looks that a player who does go to a name brand school gets. So I think opening it up, you're eliminating that bit of politics, that element of politics of, well, what school did you go to? Did you go to a name brand school? Well, who do you know that can get you this opportunity or that can get you a tryout? To now, hey, tryouts are for whoever has their shoes laced up, ready to come hoop. And may the best man win and possibly have an opportunity at the end of it all.
And it's like
Right.
$300. That's all they have to pay to try out, is $300.
That's it.
That's it. 300.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Oh yeah. Almost make you want to go dust the dirt off your
Oh, no,
shoes in
not
the
me.
thing,
Oh no,
huh?
hold on, Coach Johnson. Hold
Let's see what
on.
you got in your
Wait
run.
a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Don't go there. I ain't dusting off no shoes. I may wear some nice Jordan shoes there, and I wear like this Jordan thumbprint T-shirt there, but I ain't going to play no ball.
And that's where it ends for you, Ron, huh?
That's where it is. Look, I done did what I done had to do. Now I'm sitting back looking at you.
Hey, Ron, listen, I'm still interested in how I could get an NIL deal.
I hear
Hello.
you, girl. I hear
You
you. I'm
know, do
looking for one too. And I'll get one of those, but I ain't doing nothing.
now if I play a different sport, does my eligibility reset?
No, 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 no. You can't be like LeBron. LeBron wants to go back to college and play football. He can do that because his clock never started.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay? Now, that's a different story. But then you
Ron,
talking
I
about
just
I want to go to the NFL.
Ron, I
Oh,
just I just need 2 years. That's all I need. I
really?
need I need 2 years to collect some NIL money,
You may need more
before
than
they
2 years.
start regulating it.
You may need more than 2 years, Coach Johnson. You never know.
Hey,
You may get injured.
hey, Ron, listen, I'm going gray shirt, red shirt,
Look, you can be
yellow
Chris
shirt,
Paul.
whatever.
You can be Chris Paul.
Look, I
Whatever.
ain't worried about your academics. I know you're gonna fly with the red colors going through the academics. It's the injury prone part I'm talking about.
Hey, Ron, whatever extends my time there for NIL money, I won't complain.
But you know what? If you ain't playing and you injured, you ain't getting all the NIL money.
That is true. That is true. Looks like I'd be doing lots of commercials.
Oh, here we go. You be on the sideline being a broadcaster. That's what you're gonna be.
Uh-oh. Mr. Johnson said, I'm going to try out for the 300. Let me get a 10-day
There
Hey,
contract.
you go. There you
go
go.
for
Now
it.
that's what I'm talking about.
Anything's possible.
That's what I'm
You,
talking about. Coach, tell your husband go ahead and do that.
And
but
the
you don't
average
know.
salary.
Y'all get that $1 million because the first year NBA player they get 1.5 million.
Hey,
Tell them, lace them up, take them
lace
out,
them up. Get the shoes out the
get
trunk.
the shoes out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All you need is one good day.
That's
Listen,
it.
let me be the agent. That's all I ask.
Oh, here she goes. She
Let me
want to
be
be
the
the
agent.
agent. She want a piece of the action.
She needs some of the action.
Let me be
That
your
is too
agent.
funny. Coach Mac, were you about to say something about the
Oh, yeah, one of the things I was gonna say about G League, one of the most beautiful things that I love about it is that you have players that have either did not have the opportunity to play in college, may have had their career cut short, and they got an opportunity to play in the G League and then go to the NBA. I think the G League is probably one of the best things that could have ever occurred. And to know that they have open tryouts to the public is an amazing thing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how, well, for one, what type of talent will draw to the G League and then go to the NBA, and how would that change the NBA coming from there?
I think that's a great thing because there's a lot of guys that can't be that LeBron James and that Kobe
Mm-hmm.
Bryant, that Daryl Dawkins, and all the rest of them, Moses Malone, and all the rest of them that went straight from high school to the NBA. And then there's a lot of them academically couldn't get in school but could play. I know a bunch of them like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know who
You
could play?
know, speaking of academics, one thing that Gilbert Arenas had said about his son, because obviously his son is doing pretty well,
Yeah.
but instead of him going to college, he said he would much rather him go to G League,
mm,
spend that time training, learning the game versus spending that time in college. Well, as he feels, is wasted time in college, and then playing in college and things such as that when he can be being trained professionally, spend that time in training, developing and growing, and actually playing what he's going to pursue, which is his career in the NBA.
Knowing Gilbert Arenas, I know how he is, and knowing that he didn't go to class when he was at Arizona. That's why he's saying that. He said, "Look, all I needed was 2 years at Arizona, and he just went and passed one semester during the summer, and then he was eligible, and then he went into the draft. But yeah, his experience. That's why he
Mm,
didn't he didn't he didn't go to class. Man, you wasted time, man. Just go. Let's go to the G League and get it done. But that's
that's
what's
what
going
he
to happen.
said.
That's what's going to happen, Coach Mack. That's the new thing, guys. That can't make it academically and can
Mm-hmm.
play. Go and do your craft early.
Yep.
Make your little money.
yes, and definitely not a bad option for those guys. But it will be interesting and we shall see what they do. But we have reached the end of the road for tonight's show here on Talking Hoops. I know, Ron. Time flies when you're having fun. But we will be back next week and we will be into some playoff games by the time that we come back. Uh-oh. My grandpa called and said he's 80 and wanted to know if he can get some of that G League money.
Yeah, he can get some of it. Go on out there. Go on out. I'm gonna be there to watch him go out there. He probably was a really good player back in the day.
That is too funny. And Mr. Johnson said, Ron, you had me rolling last episode.
Tell him, man. See, look, nice comments coming from the hubby. I can't get that from the wife, but I can get that from the hubby. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. We're on the same page. We're on the same page. I understand. 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 You know, she be
Oh,
throwing me under the bus, but that's
oh,
all right.
oh, stop it, Ron. Stop it, Ron.
Tell your husband thanks, man, for the
I
kind
agree
words.
with you. Listen, I said Zion on
Until
his way up. We can all agree on that, huh?
Here she goes. She get ready to cut me. I feel it. I feel the knife.
un-
What? Don't cut me too hard. On not down to the white meat anyway.
Oh man, I am looking forward to next week's conversations where we will continue and pick up where we left off after tonight. Please, if you are tuned in, you can catch us at SR 102.9 The Game on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitter Live. Excuse me, it's not Twitter anymore, it's X.
Yes.
I need to get that right. And anytime you feel inclined to call or text the show, you can reach us at 727-858-6650. We love phone calls and we love messages. And we look forward to seeing you all next Wednesday.
We see you later.